Hi, I'm Fiona from Kids Club English, and today I want to show you these all about me caterpillars. So they're kind of a getting to know you craft, and also could be used like through the year. I'm like practicing some questions, like common questions, and I kind of use that as part of my routine, so you can kind of add these in or use that as a way to revise. So on the front we've got the questions, and then on the back the answers. Okay, before I used to do them without the pictures, so this is from a couple of years ago. One of my students did this one, give him some nice glasses. Yeah, I found that they had kind of a bit of trouble understanding like the questions, so I had to give them a lot of support. You could do it in black and white as well, so this year I'm going to use the black and white ones because I'd like them to be able to see, to draw on the back as well, to draw their answers if they don't want to write their answers. Okay, so there's lots of different templates for this to choose from. I'm going to show you them just now, so keep watching and I'll show you how I put them together. Okay, stay tuned to the end and I'll share some ideas for how you can use them in class. Okay, thanks. So how do you use these in class? There's so many possibilities, but in this resource I do have available on the website, kidsclubenglish.com, if you want these templates. But regardless, if you're making your own, I'd say you need to make sure that you've practiced these questions beforehand so that the kids know what they're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to get very useful practice while they're making the craft. The way I do that, I've got little getting to know you cards. Again, these are also available if you want your own copies, that they basically correspond to the images that I've got here. So if you were doing your own images, one way you could do it without the cards, I guess, is to just prepare beforehand some circles yourself and then play, your typical flashcard games, question mingles, like give each child one of the questions, and you could set it up like dancing around the room, put some music on, and when you stop, like they turn to the person nearest to them, ask their question, get an answer, and then swap cards, dance around, ask again, and you can kind of see which ones are having more trouble with, and so your typical, all the tools that are in your kit to pre-teach, just to make sure that they're fresh in your kids' minds. Okay, And then when you're making the craft itself, again, it kind of depends on which templates you choose. So I usually like to do something where they're having to listen and then go and collect bits beforehand. And not just because it gives them the extra listening practice, but also I just find it easier in terms of classroom management, so that I know that all the kids have everything they need and that there's no one missing a bit. So I'll cut up the circles beforehand, usually, or not always completely, maybe in like rough squares like these ones, and place them around the room. We might play a couple of games, so I might say the answer, my answer, and then they have to go and collect that question. Get other kids involved as well once they get the idea, so they can give an answer and then go on to find the question. So they collect the different material that way. Of course, they could ask you the bits, so they could ask you the questions for you to answer, and then you ask them so they can answer while they collect each of these parts. And they do need some time to like concentrate and like fit in the pins and write their answers and things. So during that time, of course, you're monitoring, you're going around and talking to them about their answers. It's kind of a nice moment for you to kind of share with each child as you're monitoring. And then afterwards, there are a few things that you could do just to kind of use these a bit, especially if you use the sticks, because they're kind of fun to move, aren't they? The other thing is that they don't have to use their own answers. Like they could create their character, so they're building up a puppet persona. But anyway, if they have used their own answers, again, similar to what I was saying you could do to pre-teach, you could have them mingling around the room and stopping and then asking each other questions, or they could be guessing what their partner has answered. So if they've stopped and their partner says, like, what's your favourite food? Or what's my favourite food? Then they would have to kind of think, I think you like cheese, or I think your favourite food is bananas, or whatever, So I've got more activity suggestions for these though, but I'm going to stop talking now. And they're in the resource on the Kids Club English website. So if you want to take a look, you can get your own copies there, but if you don't want them, then that's fine. Hopefully this gives you some sort of inspiration for some other crafts that you could do. All right, thank you for watching.